Welcome to the Glow Getters podcast. My name is Kayla Fahey-Ahrndt, and I'm your host. I teach and inspire leaders to step into their productive selves and find their true potential. I'm a passionate creative and scientist with over 8 years of healthcare leadership experience. At age 25, I stepped into my first management role and didn't find the leadership advice I was looking for. So here I'm giving you the tools to end burnout and enjoy a vibrant career and life. Glad you're here to learn and grow with me. Now, on with the show. Hey everyone, welcome to the Glow Getters podcast, or if you're watching on the YouTube, hey, I'm Kayla. I'm excited for today's episode because it's just going to be a pure pump up episode. It's not going to be like tactical tools that I'm going to give you, but I'm just going to pump you up a little bit and give you a reminder of what it means to be human and that you're doing a great job. So I just got back from a yoga class. It was outside in a park by the water with my friend Amy Bazal. So if you haven't checked her out, go on her Instagram and she's at Amy Bazal Wellness. I love her. She's a wonderful human. We live very close to each other. I met her online, which was so cool that I've been able to meet her in person and go to her classes. And finally, with the pandemic calming down, we're able to meet in person, and she had an outdoor class, and it was so wonderful. And as we're opening up class, she talked about how she is thinking that a lot of us in our lives right now are in a place where maybe we know where we want to go, but we are working on building that foundation to be able to go and to get there. And I just thought, this is so perfect. Is she reading my mind? I think a lot of us, if you're part of this community, if you follow personal development, if you are a leader, you're trying to grow, right? And you have this vague, even if it's a vague, you have an idea that you want to be somewhere, and whatever that somewhere looks like for you, whatever success looks like for you. You know, for me, it means a balance in my work and my life that feels like I am succeeding and feeling like fulfilled in all the different areas. I think about my wheel of life that I've done where it's like career, relationships, home, you know, all of this, all the different things in our life. And I just want to feel like I'm very content in all the areas, and that I can intentionally let some areas go and build up other areas in different seasons of my life. And it was just a beautiful message that Amy shared. And I just want you to reflect and think about, obviously, yes, you have somewhere you want to be. And right now, it's all about building that foundation and staying grounded. And I also want you to look over your shoulder and think about what you've done in order to get to where you are today. Because I think we often, especially high achievers, leaders, we tend to underestimate ourselves. And once we hit an achievement or a milestone, we're like, okay, next, next thing. And we don't ever take time to really recognize ourselves for the achievement that we have. And so right now, today in this moment, I want you to think about where you were a year ago before the pandemic, and then think about maybe the year before that, if you can even remember, right? I feel like 2020 has distorted the entire past in a way. But when I think about that for me, and I've talked a lot about this on the podcast and the YouTube channel, is it just means that I've allowed myself to slow down, to enjoy the moment, to be intentional, to be vulnerable, to ask for what I need. And it's still hard, and I still have to work at these things, but it's not something that maybe in 2018 or even 2015 when I started as a leader I would have done. You know, I was so burnt out in 2015. So I think that right now I'm feeling like things are like I have a plan, but it's flexible, kind of like bamboo. It's very strong material. It's a very strong material, but it is flexible and bendable. And that leads to a space where I feel like I'm in flow. Not every day is fun, right? not every day is fun, every day is easy, but every day we can come back to this grounding thought and intention of, I know where I want to go, or a vague direction of how I want to feel when I get there. And right now I'm building up a life that has a solid base and foundation so that I can get there. I'm creating those stepping stones. And during the meditation that she had during the yoga session, she had set an intention and sort of an affirmation that we can repeat to ourselves during the yoga practice. And so I want to offer that to you right now, is think about what you need to feel really grounded, to take those stepping stones, to get to where you want to go, where you're going, and how you want to feel. And just take a moment to say that to yourself and turn inward and think about that. For me today, my intention was, it doesn't have to be perfect, just do it. As I've created the Leader Standard Workbook, planner for leaders that I've been working on, I found myself procrastinating creating videos and tutorials about it because I was worried that they weren't going to be good enough, because they wouldn't look perfect, or they wouldn't look like the way that other planners do their videos. And then I had to take a moment and say, like, people like my content. It doesn't need to be perfect. And probably people would prefer that it's not as polished, because then it seems more genuine. I was listening to a podcast on the Gold Diggers podcast by Jenna Kutcher, and she was talking about learning and choosing and doing podcasts and getting free value, but then taking courses and also doing masterminds, and how we spend a lot of time trying to learn from other people, right? You're watching this YouTube video, you're listening to me talk on a podcast to get some information. And then at some point, we just have to do, and we just have to create, and we have to trust ourselves and trust our inner knowing that we know what's best and what the next right steps are. And we just create. Otherwise, we fall into this game of comparison and perfectionism, which makes us procrastinate, and then we don't do the thing, and then we have regret, right? And then we have anxiety because we're not doing the thing when we know we should be doing the thing. So I want to just give you some permission and let you know, like, at some point, you don't have to take it in every stimulus. You can turn it off and have a measured approach for learning and just go for it. I'm going to swear, just so you guys know, just fucking go for it. Because why not? Because why not? You're only given this one shot. You know, I'm thinking of Eminem. I'm thinking of Glennon Doyle's book, Untamed. I'm thinking of all the people that have talked about this. Like, your one life is here, and this is it. Like, this is the time. So if you've been putting something off that you know is going to get you where you want to go, that's going to have you feel the way you want to feel, like, you can say to yourself, like, yes, I have fear around that. I'm scared of it, making mistakes in front of people. I'm scared of it being imperfect. And just fucking do it. Just go for it. Because, I mean, honestly, I just think that there's the cost of not doing the thing outweighs the cost of doing the thing and making a mistake. Or not doing the thing and make a mistake, or not doing the thing and then you have nothing to show for it. You haven't even tried. You don't even know what that outcome might be. So just go for it. Thinking again of my Leader Standard Workbook Planner that I just launched, I listened to a podcast all about marketing, and it was like this 90-day strategy for a launch. And me being an Enneagram 3, I got really impatient. I was like, really? 3 months? Like, that is a long time, 90 days to create value. And so for a while, I was like, okay, I need to do these activities for 90 days and then I can launch the workbook. And then I was like, oh yeah, I've been doing this podcast for 3 years, and I've been consistently putting out videos on YouTube and this podcast this year for, the summer of 2020, and I show up all the time on my Instagram. Like, I think people know that I bring value. I don't think I need to like bring value for 3 months before people know that I have value to add. Like, I already have people that think I have value. And guess what, Kayla? You're valuable. And your work is valuable, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Even the things that you think are so minute are going to be meaningful to someone else. So just put out your planner. Just put out your planner. And it's going to be imperfect and you're going to make mistakes, and that's fine, right? So like otherwise it'll never happen. And I'll be looking back at the end of this year and be like, "Oh, I was wanting to write that book again and I hadn't done it, or I was wanting to put out that workbook and that planner and I didn't do it." And it's going to be harder to trust myself. So if you take away anything from today's pump up session, it's that you have been building a solid foundation and you know it. And that is what you're doing right now to get you to where you want to be. And if you don't know what that is, you know how you want to feel. So think about that. And then once you reflect on that, realize that whatever you're doing to self-sabotage, whether it's fear, procrastination because of perfectionism, telling yourself you don't have enough time, comparing yourself to other people, acknowledge that and then tell yourself it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm going to mess up, and just do it. Just go do it because I have faith in you. I trust you. And above all else, you need to be trusting yourself because you're already there, you're already ready to move forward, to take steps towards where you want to be and how you want to feel. All right, that's all I have today. Take care. If you like this pump up style, let me know in the comments. Give me a good rating or review wherever you listen to your podcast, especially on Apple iTunes if you're there. And subscribe to the podcast, subscribe, and turn on notifications to this YouTube channel for more content like this. And we will see you next time. Take care, everybody.
All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening to the Glow Getters podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast, please give me a good rating and review. I would so much appreciate all the good feedback you have for me. If you like this content and you want to get some more of it, maybe even see me and watch some videos, you can check out my YouTube channel. Just search Kayla Fahey-Ahrndt and you should be able to find my channel, which I call the Leadership Collaborative, which has tons of great information on leadership and tells you a little bit more about my Leadership Collaborative community that is always enrolling at the end of each month. All right, everyone, thanks so much again. I hope you stay well and safe. Be a light. Talk soon. Bye.